Hey guys, so today I have a very special treat for you. It's a roasted beet hummus. I know that sounds disgusting. I mean, it does to me because I can't stand beets. And I want to like beets, but they taste like dirt to me, and they're so good for you. They have lots of fiber in them. They've got B vitamins. They can help support heart health. I mean, and they're, on top of that, they're beautiful. Um, but the interesting story about this roasted beet hummus is I was actually chatting with a friend of mine, Jamie, the other day, and I hope it's okay that I tell this story, but I'm sure she'll be fine with it. I actually met my friend Jamie at a Flaming Lips concert at a music festival. My other friend Mary had won VIP tickets to see the Flaming Lips at Wakarusa one year. So she invited me along. We went. We were having the best time ever. We were underneath the beer tent and we started talking to this guy and this girl. And for some reason, me and this girl just like honed in on each other. And we were just talking back and forth. And I think it was me that asked her when her birth date was, because that sounds like something I would do. Like, I need to know your birth date so I can know your sign, so I can decide, whether I like you or not. So she was like, it's December 18th. And I was like, no way. My birthday is December 18th. And I go, wait a minute, what year were you born in? And she was like, and she told me. So I was like, oh my gosh, I was born that year too. So I wanted to see her driver's license. So we exchanged driver's license, realized that we were both born on the same exact birth date. I've never met anybody born on the exact same birth date as me. So we decided, we're best friends from now on. And, we went home, we exchanged like Facebook, Instagram. Over the years, we've sent each other birthday presents, Christmas presents. We send each other cat memes, like silly stuff like that. But anyway, we were chatting on Instagram the other day, and I was like, is there anything you would like to see me do, like video-wise? And she goes, I really hate blueberries. Can you make something with blueberries? And I was like, well, I really love blueberries, so I don't know how I could ever hide blueberries, but maybe I'll make a blueberry smoothie or something like that. So she goes, well, I really hate beets. Can you do something with beets? And I was like, oh, I'll try, because I really hate beets too. So, I get on Pinterest, which is my favorite, by the way. You can follow me, Jordan Anderson, on Pinterest. I have a healthy honeybee board, plus a million other boards, so give me a follow on there. I got on Pinterest, and I was like, yeah, beet juice, boring. Beet smoothies, boring. Beet hummus, I've seen it before, but I've never made it. I love hummus. I make a few different kinds of hummuses. So I kind of started looking at the recipe, and I was like, oh, I can make this, but I'll interchange it with a roasted cauliflower hummus, which is something else that I do. So I decided to make a roasted beet hummus, and guess what, y'all? It is delicious. It does not taste like dirt, and it's good for you, and it's really easy to make too. So we'll get started. So I have a food processor, and I already went ahead and roasted my beets. So I got 3 medium-sized beets, and I just scrubbed them real good. I took the greens off of them, and I wrapped them in foil with a little bit of olive oil, kind of like you're baking a potato, and put them in the oven at 425 for about 45 minutes to an hour. Then I took them out, unwrapped the foil, and just let them cool. After I let them cool, then I took the skins off them. So the skin's kind of hard to take off, so you don't want to peel it beforehand, because it's just kind of hard to take off even after they're cooked. You might even need to get a knife or a vegetable peeler to take off. And then I just chunked them up and put them into my food processor. You could boil them, you could steam them. You could try to get a can of beets. I would just suggest probably rinsing them and draining them before you put them in your food processor. So obviously, if you don't have a food processor, think about investing in one. I love mine. I do it for, salsas, baked goods, dips, all kinds of stuff. If you don't have a food processor, use your Ninja or blender. So I've got about 3 medium-sized beets in my food processor, and I just chunked them up. Let's see if I can kind of show you. I don't know if you can see, but I'll show you here a little bit. So next I am going to add a can of drained and rinsed chickpeas. And that's typically what is in hummus, or chickpeas or garbanzo beans. So they've got a lot of protein in them, a lot of fiber. They're really good for you, and it's what makes hummus hummus. So I'm just gonna add this to my food processor. And then next I am going to do 3 or 4 cloves of garlic, and I'm just gonna smash them real quick. So I've got the peel on it, and you just get a knife, and you put the knife on the garlic like that, and you just smash it to get the peel off of it. That was fun. So I love garlic, and I'm gonna use as much as possible because I just really like it. You could get it, you know, already, like in the jars already chopped up. Do that. If you've got a garlic press, use that. I just like smashing it with my knife. It gets out some aggression. It's nice. It's just, I really like it. So we're doing 3 or 4 cloves of garlic in there. I've got 4 because I like it. And I'm just adding them in here. You don't need to chop it up. I mean, it's just smashed. So I'm adding that in there. I got a little peel in there. Take that off. Okay. Next, I'm going to add the zest of 1 lemon and the juice of 1 lemon. So I always like to put lemon in my hummus. And anytime I do juice of any kind of citrus, I always like to add zest. So I'm just gonna zest the lemon over this. And that already smells so good. So lemons have a lot of vitamin C in them. The zest just gives the hummus an extra depth of flavor. The chickpeas have protein, fiber in them. The beets are super good for you. They have vitamin B, they've got vitamin C in them, they've got lots of fiber in them. So good for digestive health, helps support your heart. And you know, they're so pretty. They're such this beautiful dark red, almost purpley color. So it's nice to find something that I actually like with beets in it. So I zested the lemon in there, and now I'm gonna juice it. So I'm just gonna cut it in half and get my juicer out. Try to not get any seeds in there. Lemon. All right, throwing that out. And next I'm going to add, actually, let me get my cutting board out of the way. Okay, so y'all can see this. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to add is tahini. And tahini, I don't know if y'all can see that. Why is that like that? Anyway, tahini is sesame seed butter. So it's just sesame seeds made into like a nut butter. And it's a little expensive, but we're not using much. And it's just got a really rich, creamy taste to it. And this is kind of what gives hummus its hummusy flavor. So I'm gonna do 1/4 cup of it. I'm just stirring it because the oil kind of separates from the actual nut butter. And it's got a real interesting smell to it. It's good. So we're gonna do about 1/4 cup in here, and I'm just gonna eyeball it. Maybe just a little bit more. All right, put that to the side. Next thing I'm going to add is turmeric. So I love turmeric. It's got this beautiful gold color. It is kind of a smoky spice. To me, it's mild unless you put a lot of it in, you know, a dish. But I never put too much in it in a dish. I usually just use it to color like broths and stuff. I wanted to use it in here because I love the color of it. I always like adding a pinch to my hummus. It's got great anti-inflammatory properties. I actually took some earlier today for sore muscles and a headache. And I like the slight smokiness of it. And it's pretty. So I'm just gonna add like a pinch of it, and I'm just gonna sprinkle it in there, just a pinch. So pretty. And then the next thing I'm going to add is ground coriander. So I always like to add coriander to hummus as well. Coriander is actually the ground up seeds of cilantro. So if you don't like cilantro, give coriander a try because it's actually a different flavor than cilantro. It's got more of a citrus flavor, and I really like it. So I'm going to add a teaspoon of coriander to the hummus. And I'm just eyeballing it because I can never find my measuring spoons, you know? And then the next thing I'm going to add is a teaspoon of cumin. So cumin is like a nice smoky flavor that you typically find in like Mexican food. And I really like to add it to all my hummuses. It just gives a nice like smokiness to everything. So I'm gonna add a teaspoon of that. Again, I'm just eyeballing it. And a lot of salt and pepper. So I'm just gonna ground some salt up in there. This is smelling so good already. I can smell that cumin, it smells good. And then garlic and pepper. I love pepper. Okay. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to process this a little bit just to kind of get it going, and then I'm going to add or drizzle in some olive oil to it. And I'm going to go ahead and start processing. I just love my food processor. All right. Now I'm going to take the lid off and I'm going to get my spatula and kind of smooth it down a little bit. Yeah. So you definitely need some oil. If you didn't want to do oil, you could probably do some water, maybe even some veggie broth. That might work. And this hummus actually comes out a little bit, not quite as smooth as hummus. It's kind of a little bit like chunkier, but I kind of like that. So I'm going to put my lid back on. I'm going to drizzle about 1/4 cup of olive oil into the hummus. Let's see, will this work? Yeah. Just want it to get, you know, smooth. It's not going to get as smooth as like regular hummus is though. It's a little bit chunkier and it's such a beautiful color. Oh, those beets are so pretty. So I'm just going to run it through one more time because I always like to push down the edges and get them back into the processor. So, honestly guys, when I was making this the other day, it was my first time making it, and when I took it out, and I'll show y'all, when I took the lid off, let me get this off. Show y'all how pretty this is. Look how gorgeous that is. So pretty. Like, I love the colors of beets. When I took it off, I was like, oh my gosh, that is just beautiful. Now I must throw it in the trash because I'm never going to like it. Like, I didn't even want to taste it. I didn't even want to stick my pinky finger in it because that's how much I dislike beets. But I was like, I have to do this. I have to try. I have to at least try it, you know. And I did, and it was delicious, y'all. It is so good. So anyway, I am actually going to taste a little bit, see if it needs any salt and pepper. It might. Get me a spoon. Lemon in there, so good. I need a little salt. And this is great in the fridge, kept up. I mean, this makes a lot. So if you keep it for up to, you could probably keep it in the fridge for up to a week. And the more it like refrigerates and the more the flavors like come together, especially that lemon in there, oh man, it gets better as day goes by. I've been eating off the other batch all week long and it's just gets so good. And my kid loves it. So I'm gonna show y'all how I plate it. Let me get my little plate. Okay. I got my little ramekin. I'm just gonna spoon it in here. Actually, I'm gonna get another spoon because I want it to be pretty, you know, 'cause it's just me eating this stuff. I mean, this is great to, you know, make for yourself or your family and eat off all week. You know, hummus is really inexpensive to make, and I don't know if y'all buy it at the store, but it's super expensive at the store, and it's really cheap to make at home. Again, you don't have to roast the beets. You could get a can of beets instead if you know, are crunched on time. All right, so added it to my ramekin. Look how pretty that is. So colorful. Easy, easy. I am actually going to add a drizzle of olive oil to it. A touch of salt. And I'm just gonna garnish with some fresh parsley because I like parsley and I don't know, it just seems right. You could garnish with some pine nuts. You could garnish with some sesame seeds. That'd be really pretty. You could garnish with cilantro. I just like the freshness of parsley and olive oil. And I actually have, let's see if y'all can see this. So I've got carrots, I've got cucumber, I have purple peppers, and I've got my delicious hummus. Look how good that is. I want to show you this hummus again. Just really anything that you could do with vegetables. You know, any kind of vegetables you want to put in there. You could do warm pita bread, you could do pretzel crisps. That would be really good. You could put it on a sandwich. You could put it on a salad, anything like that. It's so good for you. Lots of fiber, lots of protein. Great little snack that you can munch on all week long. Or you can have it like as a side for lunch. And it's just really easy to make. And if you want the recipe, you can always look at my recipe buttons on Instagram, also in my Instagram story. Also follow me on Pinterest. I have a Healthy Honeybee page or Healthy Honeybee board on Pinterest. And if you have any questions, let me know. And Jamie, I hope you love this recipe. Give it a try. Let me know if you like it. And thank you. Bye.